Well, the time has finally come to get up here and hunt the dream hunt that I've honestly thought about for the last 6 years. I started guiding for R&K back in about 2017, 2018, and really started hunting this mountain range pretty hard back in 2019. Spent a lot of time up here. I really feel attached to this landscape. Spent many nights up here by myself scouting. Spent many times up here with clients or fulfill their dreams of some giant mule deer and some big bull elk. The guys have always kind of asked me, like, if you could have any hunt, what would you choose? And I always thought it was just like a question just to create conversation. And I always brought it back to this place, archery opener mule deer here in this part of Utah. And I was lucky enough to have my colleagues, they were able to secure a tag for me on the archery opener this year on my favorite place on earth.
What if, Matt, what's your dream hunt?
My dream hunt.
Dream hunt. Archery mule deer is what you want to do. What's that dream? Like, what is that?
High country?
I don't know.
High country deer? What?
Somewhere you know, somewhere new.
Gosh, you guys are putting me on the spot.
Just answer the question.
Back where I guided, an archery mule deer hunt would be pretty sweet.
That'd be a good one.
Spent a lot of time up there.
Well, I don't know if you guys at home know this, but on Wednesday is Matt's 2-year anniversary working for Hush. Hard to believe it's been 2 years, huh, Matty?
2 spankings.
2 whole years. So, listen, when you join on to be the camera guy, Logan knows this, he's been with us for 5 years now. You kind of got to go earn your stripes. You got to put in the effort. You got to film all of our stuff. And eventually you might get to a point where you get to hold the bow or you get to hold the rifle. So Matthew, we have a little surprise for you today. On your 2-year anniversary here coming up later this week, we felt like this was the right time to tell you what our surprise is. So we got a new bow ordered for you. First and foremost, should be coming here a little bit. So, more importantly though, we're gonna roll the clock back, and you are going to be holding a bow in hand, chasing high country mule deer at your old work.
Holy crap.
No. On your favorite place.
No way.
During the best dates of the year, opening week.
Holy crap. Serious?
Dead serious, dude.
Holy
It's your
crap.
turn, dude. So yeah, you're gonna be on your favorite place as the tag holder.
Dude, this is like, I always said this when I was guiding there. I'm like, someday I'm gonna be able to have one of these tags. And just being a guide, you hunt vicariously through your clients, you know, and just, I thought it'd be when I was in my 40s or 50s, man. Son of a gun. I love you guys so much. Thank you.
Congrats, bro.
Thank you.
And you're gonna have your favorite camera guy with you, Logie.
You kill a giant, dude.
Man.
I love you guys. Thank
Love
you
you,
so
buddy.
much.
Well, we just want to tell you thank you for all your hard work over the last 2 years.
Oh my
Yeah, man.
And I couldn't be more grateful. I've been able to spend a lot of time up here this summer, looking around, kind of taking inventory. And I've been able to spend a lot of time with my brother, which I love. And my brother Jed, you guys will see him throughout this story. He is a full-time guide for R&K. This is his 2nd season, but he spent a lot of nights up here with me over the last 5 or 6 years. And I'm really just excited to spend time with Logan and my dad and my brother, just trying to chase this dream I think every hunter has in their brain of a dream scenario, whether it's mule deer, elk, or whitetail. Everybody kind of paints this picture in their brain of just the pinnacle of what they would consider the pinnacle of hunting. And for me, that's high country mule deer in this landscape. And it doesn't even have to be a giant mule deer, that would be icing on top. But just a nice mature mule deer, something that gets me very excited. And I mean, it's like a kid on Christmas Eve. I already know I'm not gonna be able to sleep well, and just, I haven't been able to literally think about anything else for the last few months. Just been spending a lot of time tuning in my gear, spending a lot of time fine-tuning as many controllables as I can control. And it's all kind of culminating to this point where here we are a day and a half before opening day, and we're up here, we're all set up, we have all the gear up here, we have everybody we need up here, and man, I'm excited. The winter of 2022 was the most detrimental winter ever recorded to mule deer in the state of Utah, and I'm seeing that. I've been able to spend years kind of gauging this controlled area, which is private property, and these deer aren't very pressured, and I've been able to really learn mule deer habits and the way they act when not pressured. And it's really cool to be able to follow deer year in and year out and kind of see them mature and grow. And unfortunately, there was 2 or 3 big deer I've watched over the last 2 years that I haven't been able to turn up this year. So either they're just in a different pattern, which I don't think is very likely, or they did not make it through the winter. So my expectations aren't crazy high based on the inventory I've been able to take, but I do believe we're gonna be able to create an incredible film. The memories created on this hunt will last a lifetime. I've spent years and years up here helping clients fulfill their dreams, and I think it's finally my time to fulfill my own dream. Opening morning, we got mosquitoes attacking us. About 80 head of elk to our right and 7 bucks across this little basin from us. But no shooters in that group. They're kind of working across this basin from us. I'm not really sure what the play is. I think we just need to keep our eyes in the glass and keep checking and rechecking some of these ridge lines and some of these pockets, and just really keep glassing. It's hard to do that up here because you feel like it's so open, but these deer can just disappear when they lay down or stand up. So we're gonna stay diligent and keep grinding, but eventually we may get up to this ridgeline and run a ridgeline and check another basin or two. But opening morning, I would say starting out fairly good, not as good as I hope, but the weather's holding. The mosquitoes are pretty bad, but we have deer and elk in the basin with us, so that's pretty cool. We've seen a lot of young bucks this morning. I was glassing another basin than these guys, and I glassed up 5. I think Logie and Matt saw 7. But we were just about to hike to a different spot, and I spotted another buck that we're just gonna check before we leave. Let's bed it down. Oh, 3x4. Dang it.
like he might have been one of those 4 points from those bucks that went over. If he's in those pines, he's way killable. Yeah, dude, that'd be the easiest stalk of all time. Because you could just go back and behind him, right?
So from where we left you guys last, that was a buck that we had seen this morning. He looked a lot bigger through the binos that close, but decided to pass that buck on opening morning. So we're making the big push a couple miles around here, well, 4 miles to be exact. And Jed's gonna stay on this knob and glass the stuff we were glassing this morning at first light. And me and Logan are hiking the long ridge back to the yurt. Hopefully we can make it there before dark, but we're just gonna check all these little pockets and hidey holes, see if we can't turn up a 5 or 6 year old buck. So fingers crossed we can find something. Guys, I don't want to call it a slam dunk, but it's pretty dang close to a slam dunk as far as stocks go on this buck right here. This buck is a great deer, and I think he looks really good right now because he's bedded down and all we can see is his neck and up. So we can't really compare his antlers to his body. But we're pretty sure this is a buck we've seen a couple times now. He's a sweet 4 point, but I just want to stalk down there just to get it down there in position and just have fun, but there's no sense in bumping a deer that I'm not going to try and kill. So I don't know what to do right now. What would you guys do? Comment below, would you stalk this deer day one? I think we've seen about 3 bucks bigger off the top of my head. He's in a great spot, facing away, great wind. I got the topography. We're 450 yards from him. Be a great video for you guys.
Would be a pretty, especially with a GoPro on your head, dude.
The other thing is I know there's 2 other bucks with him, and I don't know where they are. I'd be so pissed going down there and get bumped by a little 2 point.
Yeah.
Spooking the deer, not killing the deer.
He's like 2, 3.
Just spooking him. As of right now, I'm still on the fence.
Well,
What can you do?
Last update.
we got some bucks spotted working our way, and can't make a break with the weather. So,
Training.
Well, that storm just passed, and we were watching a group of bucks right before the storm, and just turning back up, but they're coming really, they're heading right this way kind of quick. Not sure what the play would be. Just sit and watch them and see what happens for now, I guess. That or drop a whole lot of elevation to try and get set up for an ambush.
How's the plan, dude?
So, about 3 miles from the yurt, my brother Jed stayed back glassing another basin. We have planned to get picked up at the bottom of this basin 2 miles away at dark. And it's supposed to keep raining for the next 2 or 3 hours. So I think we're gonna cut our losses and try and run down here with some daylight through the storm. I don't know how smart this is gonna be, but we either get down there now
why we still had a plan with my brother, or try and wait out the storm, and then my brother is just gonna have to wait down there for 3 or 4 hours, and he's gonna get soaked and cold. So yeah, I think we're gonna risk it.
Alright guys, day 2 of the hunt. This is technically like our 4th morning, kind of being up here at the yurt. So we're feeling like 4 mornings in, kind of dragging, a little sleepy, but day 2 of the hunt. Yesterday afternoon was a wash, basically from about 3, I think, 3 in the afternoon until dark. It just was on and off thunder, lightning, and crazy monsoon style rainstorms. So we're gonna head back out this morning, kind of get a reset and get a lay of the land, kind of what opening morning pressure did from surrounding areas, and hopefully we can find a big buck worth chasing the next few days this morning. So morale is pretty like level, but I think once we find a big buck, it'll skyrocket to level 10. So here's to a good morning, and hopefully we can turn something exciting up. Got some sheep. Nothing just makes you happier than just this noise at 6 in the morning. Come on, a little bit. He's the best 4-point we've seen.
He's bigger than Carrot?
This hunt has been the exact opposite of how I imagined it being, not gonna lie. Between the weather and the sheep and the lack of deer, we've really been grinding to find a deer over like 160 inches. Just the nature of the beast this year. I think that's trending across this whole part of Utah. But I was just looking at some deer that we had already seen, and my brother goes, "Hey, did you look at that buck over here on this next little face?" I said no, and every time you see a new buck, you're frantic, you know, because it could be a giant. I'm trying to get the spotter on, just saying to myself, please be a big buck, please be a big buck, you know. And I got a about 10-15 second glimpse of him kind of walking. His head's behind a tree, I can see his body, but he's one that when I first saw him I got excited, and I told the guys like he's a shooter like immediately. So you know that's a good sign. So he's kind of in a spot to where I really hope he doesn't go down and bed in the thick quaky forest, because there won't really be a play. We'll have to try and climb up one of these ridges and find him in his bed or something. But if he kind of goes up and beds in some of these more sparse quakies, it could be go time today, boys and girls. So guys, I just took a photo of the mountain zoomed out, drew on it, so I kind of have my game plan. It's hard to see with the glare, but that's kind of the visual. I can overlay this photo too. But the plan is, it's a high probability stock for the basin he's living in currently. I wouldn't say it's a slam dunk. It's actually going to be a difficult stock to close the final distance. We're going to drive Jed's truck back to the yurt. I'm going to grab the Can-Am, and there's a road that kind of puts me close to the top. I'm going to drive up towards the top. Logan's going to come back here with his long lens, and I'm going to go solo with the GoPro on my head and try and get an arrow in this buck. Day 4 or 5 basically in a row of glassing this stuff, and we haven't seen this buck out of any of those days. So that leads me to believe that he's kind of been tucked away in this pocket and hasn't been moving around a whole lot. So high probability stock for the area he's in, but overall I'd say it's like a 70% chance I'm gonna get into bow range, 80% chance. Let's just hope he doesn't rebed in a completely different grove of aspens, and let's just hope that the weather will hold so I can get a consistent thermal. Just gonna slow play it. If the wind's not right or if something doesn't feel right up there, I'm just gonna slowly back out because we got a few days to try and kill this deer now that we found him.
All right, guys, just about to crest the ridge where I'm gonna start dropping in on my stock. The sun came out. It's a little windy, which is good for sound and scent if it can stay consistent. So, just gonna get up here and see if we can't make it happen.
Oh, we just shot. He's coming out.
I see him. Did he hit him?
I don't know. He just like ran. I think he shot. He just like bolted. Now he's just standing below. He's just standing. Walking down. I don't think he hit him if he shot.
Well, guys, that wasn't how I had that planned. I got to 65 yards, and I was just barely starting to get like settled in, and he stood up, and there was a tree like right over his vitals, like a horizontal deadfall. So I waited, and he turned and was facing dead away from me, so I was able to stand and walk to my right about 5 yards. Dude, I felt pretty good. He was broadside standing there at 65, 60. I still don't know. And I shot, and it went like 3 feet over his back. I don't know if me changing angles by moving 5 yards to my right shortened the distance that much, or if my range of the tree he was bedded by, he was actually closer to me than that tree, or if I just made a bad shot. I don't know, but swing and a miss. Well, it's the evening of day 2 of the hunt. This morning, as you guys saw, went on a stalk on that buck and just didn't connect. So went back, licked our wounds, and got cleaned up, reorganized. We were back out glassing, kind of just a fresh start. We might go try and turn that buck back up, but we might also give him the night and glass some other stuff. But the sheep continue to move around. The weather continues to just keep us on our toes. But I think the morale's pretty good right now. Just anything's possible at this point. But just gonna keep glassing. Hopefully we can get another opportunity like the one we had this morning. Just making a super drink, greens, reds, and collagen by Mountain Ops. I really feel like the lack of nutritious food, not on this trip, but most trips when you're just eating candy or Pop-Tarts, this is a great supplement. Anyways, we glassed 3 different spots tonight, and just saw the same usual little bucks that we're becoming friends with just because we see them all the time. Came back, warmed up some lunch or some dinner from the other night, and just getting in bed. It is 9:30 p.m. and we gotta wake up at 4 a.m. so we're trying to hop in bed. We got a fire started. It's chilly outside even though it's August, but we're going back up to where we saw the G3 buck the day before the opener, or 2 days before the opener. Haven't seen him since, but we've only been in there one other time. So going back in there, and hopefully we can find something really cool or big. I don't know. I know it's only day 2 of the hunt, but man, 2 or 3 days of scouting and then just a long stalk today, and we did a long hike about 8 or 10 miles yesterday and been out all day today. I'm a little worn down, but this is what I've been dreaming of, so
Let's do it.
see you guys bright and early. Got about an hour drive and about an hour and a half hike. Hopefully we find a big one. Just gotta keep grinding.
as you can tell, it's still super windy. We actually had a pretty good morning. Saw probably 9 or 10 bucks. And nothing crazy. That same group of 7 bucks we saw the first day. With that one buck with like the gimpy leg. I'd love to shoot him, but we've kind of lost him. But the buck that was with the G3 buck came over the ridge and bedded really close to the ridge in the wide open. So I think I'm going to try and run around and pop over the ridge, and I'd be in range. He's going to be in the sun here in probably an hour. But it's worth a shot. He could stay there all day, I don't know. But could be pretty sweet. Alright guys, that buck I just stalked, he was little and the wind was crappy, so came back and around, and when I was on my way back I could see some bucks right below Logan and Jed, so we're gonna cruise down there and see if we can't get an arrow off. I think it's that gimpy buck with the messed up leg, that group of bucks, so they're about 200 yards below us. Well, we're getting our money's worth. Those were 2 of the bucks and 2 does that I saw, but I swear I saw 5 or 6 bucks when I was across. But we came over here and I could see a 3-point down by these aspens, and then a 2-point right here, and then a couple does. And I got down to behind this quakey where I could stand up and get a little more elevation, and it's like, where the heck did that 2-point, 3-point go? Like, I kept glassing and glassing, but it's really steep right here, guys. And I turned to Logan, I'm like, dude, did you see that 2-point? Like, I don't know where the heck it went. And he's like, don't move, right behind you. I looked and he was standing up 54 yards behind me. But it's fun. We're getting some stalks in. I haven't really found a buck that like I'll lose control and like freak out about, but this is some fun hunting. The hiking, not so much. We are making a move, a big move. We are gonna drive about an hour and a half to the other side of the ranch. We're gonna go up and over this big pass and try hunt some other stuff. Got some word from some people over there that they're seeing a few more bucks than we're seeing, and I don't think there's any sheep over there, so that's a good thing. But we got most of our stuff packed up and we plan to go over there for the next day or two and see if we can't get lucky. So let's go. We just got up here to the new lodge. We actually just did a little bit of fishing during a rainstorm, and we caught some big old rainbows. I think I caught like 29, 30-inch, 7 or 8 pound rainbow. Dude. Flipping giant fish. But we're just getting loaded up. We met up with my old friend Dobie. He's guided at RNK for 20 years. And we're gonna go to a lower part of the ranch, kind of some lower oak brush, sagebrush type of stuff. He's been seeing some bucks over there, so we're gonna go give it a shot over there. But I'm really excited to show you guys this portion of the ranch. Like I said, it was probably an hour and a half on the side-by-side over here. It's got excellent fishing. They've got a cook here named Barry. I mean, this is kind of the upper echelon style of hunting, but I mean, I'm all for it. We'll get pampered here, but I'm excited to go chase some bucks. Hell, that 4 point's the best buck we've seen.
That's on us, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one's decent, Hunto.
Yep.
Not real wide, but decent forks.
You got a good sized body. He could be a 4-year-old.
Yeah. I mean, nothing special, but definitely that next age class. Yeah, let's wait and see what else is with them. We just got out here to this other spot, one of Dobie's spots, and we saw a couple small bucks down here in the bottom, and Jed just looked up on the hill and found a couple bucks, and there's this 4 point up there that's pretty much like the top, I'd say 1 or 2 bucks that we've seen this whole time. So pretty exciting. He's not real wide, but he's tall and he's got decent forks, and he's definitely like that next age class up. You can tell by body size there, but there's no telling what could be in the oak brush with him. So I'm just gonna sit here and hang tight and see what else comes out. So we found decent 4 point. He's feeding with a 2 point right now. He's not too far away. He's up feeding with a 2 point, and it's super windy. So me and Logan are gonna go for a stalk, see what the heck happens. I mean, we're seeing quite a few deer over here, and I think it'll just be fun to try and get a shot off, but we shall see. Those bucks just have to be over that rise. Okay, you shot?
Okay, I see a deer.
One of the bucks isn't like running at all. I can just see his butt.
Dude, I mean, he took off fast. I didn't get my binos up. It sounded so good. I was right behind his shoulder, dude.
All right, guys, we just made that stock on that group of deer, and we got to 55 yards. And I shot the bigger of the two bucks. Looks like high shoulder, and that upward angle. It's not real great, but I saw him hauling downhill, and so did Jed and Dobie, so we can't really find my arrow. Can't find my arrow or blood, but it's getting dark. I think we're just gonna kind of walk the line we saw him run. It's been about 20 minutes, and either find blood or find him piled up right there. I don't know. Guys, we found the arrow about 30 yards past. Looks like I got a clean pass through. That's some red blood. I mean, all the way to the fletchings. Okay, I'm gonna see what kind of blood is past this point. We may just hold tight for about 45 minutes. And there, he was staring, and then he eventually started feeding and just went back in the oak brush. But this whole time, I feel like I could hear like a deer eating, and I was like, dude, like Dobie and Jed said the bucks were below the doe when they were first going up. I'm like, yeah, they've got to be right here. But the grass was like neck tall.
Yep.
And at this point, like Logan had kneeled down or something. I'm sitting right there, and all of a sudden I see like antler tips in the grass. I look up, and it's the 4-point. I could get a range on him. He was so close, and it's like 33 yards. And I'm like, oh. So I like turn to Logan, and as I turn to Logan, I'm like this. I like turn like this, and like go to look back, and that bigger buck is like 45'd, and his neck stretched up eating some oak. And I like look at Logan, and he's like, I'm on him. I was like, so I just like ranged 55 dial.
We saw that, yeah.
Slowly.
Dude, it looked so good because you came back and you were here, and I counted to 5 right before you shot. I was like, come on, Matt, be patient. And it's seriously 5 Mississippi. You're wham. And your release and everything looked money, at least from where we were at.
Felt good. My only concern is it's high lung, and that's why I'm not getting a lot of blood. But bubbly pass through. I don't think that's backstrap.
Pull that arrow
I think
out.
we'll find him.
No man's
I do think we'll.
The only thing is he
I
ducked,
hate leaving him, but you have to.
he ducked that string, I think, like 3 inches.
That's even better.
But just like
What broadhead are those?
Grim Reaper mini mags.
Oh yeah, they're money.
Yeah, that cut a hole in him for sure. Look
Yeah.
at the meat it took with it. Yeah, dude, that's long.
I hope so.
It is.
Ready?
We'll find him in the morning.
Well,
Hey,
I think that's the biggest deer we've stocked.
for sure. I just knew. I know he's a lot bigger than the original one that you were stalking.
Yeah.
You know, when he walked out, I was like, "Oh, that's the one we need." You know,
Yeah, because
he was a lot
I remember
better.
looking at the 4-point, the one we initially went at in the grass,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a thought like, you know, and then as I turned to Logan and saw that buck, I was like that. It was that much.
He was
of like,
noticeably.
yeah,
better.
it was that much of
Yeah.
like a. Morning, guys. It's the morning after I shot that buck. Kind of a longer night for me, but we woke up to some good news. Daniel here, who's an owner at R&K, is bringing his dog up. He's got, well, a trainer's bringing a dog up. He has a dog that's it's been trained to track animals, wounded animals. So that's going to kind of be cool to see a dog work today. One thing we have going against us is it's raining. It's raining pretty good out there right now. So let's just cross our fingers that it's not raining down there in the lower country, because it's going to make things a lot more difficult. So we're just getting ready to drive out there and meet the dog and the dog trainer and hopefully recover this buck. So fingers crossed, and high hopes this morning.
That last spot we stopped at there, that other 4 point is right here feeding. About 30 yards from him. Well, we're just getting up here to first blood, guys. Or where I hit the buck. And Doc's gonna go to work, so he's a young pup. I think this is one of his first kind of real tests or real jobs, so come on, Doc, you got this, buddy.
Sure, I guarantee Corey will.
So Dove's just found a tiny little speck, but just up yonder.
He kind of sprayed.
Best blood we've found so far.
Yeah, it sprayed all through this branch here. Blood here on the ground.
Doc's still working it.
Right here.
We wouldn't have been able to see this.
That's why he got down.
On that rock?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I get real low and then my hopes get up and then I get real low, so it's part of archery hunting, guys. I mean, you can only control what you can control, so we're just gonna keep working, trying to find this deer.
Where's your blood? You got blood there?
Yep. And on these rocks.
Right here.
This rock.
Oh yeah.
Little puddle.
Here, I'll go left if you want to.
Okay.
Stay here.
I mean, he ain't that good. You know? Well, and if he was hurt bad, he would have laid down. He wouldn't have made it across the road. He could on one lung, but you'd think he'd have laid down.
Well, if any of you have archery hunted long enough, you've felt this feeling I'm feeling right now. And there's only so much you can do. The blood slowly tapered and tapered. He crossed this road and got down into this hellhole, and I mean, the blood is non-existent at this point. We did some grid searches down in this nasty draw down below us, and I mean, you'd have to step on the deer to find him. Back there a little bit, there was some fresh scat on his blood trail. Well, it looks like he stopped and took a crap, which not a great sign either. Kind of what I feared, that I went right above the lungs and below the spine. I don't know what to do. Storm's rolling in, it's gonna start raining, and any chance of following a blood trail is gonna be gone. Sucks, but that's the way hunting goes, and probably come back in here and do a couple loops, and Jed and Dobie are gonna be in here with some other hunters in the next coming weeks, and maybe they'll be able to see some birds or hear some coyotes or something around here, which sucks. Oh, the whole animal would go to waste, but at least have some closure. But for now, it's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed a lot of ups and downs in this one, but man, archery deer hunting is still my favorite thing to do. It's the most challenging hunt I've ever done, is archery mule deer. Finding them's the easy part, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is a real hunt, nothing staged or fake here, but should be plenty of deer action for you guys to get your little mule deer fix. But we'll be back. There'll be more of these archery deer videos, and hopefully they end with a smile on my face. But for now, this one stings a little.